Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is a special type of video that I wanted to make because I just feel like the person in this video is the kind of person that we should be trying to be right now. I think it's a really tough time in the world where being nice is so important to one another, and the person in this video that I'm talking about is one of the nicest people and kindest people that I had the wonderful opportunity to know. And I am so grateful to be talking about this person and to be able to speak about why I think we should be more like him and why I think we should remember him, especially today when it's the anniversary of when he passed. So the person I'm talking about in this video is named Brandon Gleason, and he was somebody that I met actually over Facebook, all because of somebody else, and he had messaged me trying to, I think, sort of be a wingman for somebody else, and it was very cute and adorable. I think I was a little standoffish at first because I didn't know who he was, and it was the age of Facebook to where you could really just friend everybody. I'm so glad that he had messaged me this one day. I wouldn't want to trade that for anything in the world. It's a simple Facebook message that spurred this wonderful friendship that I had with him. So Brandon was 17 when he died, and he was killed by a drunk driver. How I found out was the next day I was in my room opening my phone to check the headlines and whatever is going on Facebook, like my news feed. So I'm looking on Facebook and I see RIP Brandon Gleason, and I kept scrolling, and I was friends with some of his friends on Facebook and whatever. And so once I saw RIP Brandon Gleason, I learned that he had died. Waking up to that was really hard. It's this age of technology to where you can find out somebody died on Facebook. It's so weird because it's just a status. It's just random because you wake up and you think you're checking your news feed, and then it says somebody you know died. I think what really hit and made it more real was another person that I was good friends with at the time was in that crash and was in really bad condition at the hospital. In that moment, I burst into tears, and it was really awful because here somebody died, and that really sucks, but it also was really scary to know that someone that you care about was in the hospital and was under really bad condition. That was tremendously shocking to find all of that out. I remember the next day or week at school, because it happened on a Friday, so I didn't have to go to school for 2 days, and that should have been ample time to recover. But I went to school that week, and Monday I could not stop crying. I have this memory of being in what we called, I think, support block, and crying, and someone I wasn't really good friends with but knew them for a while came up to me and just hugged me. And I was so grateful for this person to be showing kindness to me because they played basketball, so they knew Brandon because he was the most wonderful basketball player. So they knew him through sports, and they just hugged me, and it made me feel comforted for someone to see how bad I was hurting and to hug me. And I will forever be thankful to that person for doing that. I really think what the biggest lesson I've learned from this is to spend time with your family and to tell people you love them when you can. I got a message from Brandon on April 22nd. Hey, you should come to Blanks to hang out. And I ignored his message. I didn't respond. I just left him on red and just said sorry. And about an hour later I said I couldn't tonight with a silly face. And then 4 days later he died. That really has haunted me ever since. I feel awful about it. I wish I had just gotten up and stopped being lazy and went and saw him and hung out with him, because 4 days later he wouldn't be there anymore. And so I felt like such shit, and I still feel like shit about it. But what I've learned from that is to spend time with your family and your friends. Even if you're not feeling that well or you're not up for it, maybe try to push yourself to spend time with them, because you never know when it's going to be your last. And it was just awful to think that I blew him off and 4 days later he passed away. I have this. It's a picture of Brandon in loving memory, and it has a little poem that was in the pamphlet at the ceremony when he died. And I wanted to read it because it really got me through some hard times when I could not stop crying. So it said, "I'd like the memory of me to be a happy one. I'd like to leave an afterglow of smiles when life is done. I'd like to leave an echo whispering softly down the ways of happy times and laughing times and bright and sunny days. I'd like the tears of those who grieve to dry before the sun, of happy memories that I leave when life is done." So that always makes me feel better, especially when at that time when I was crying every single day. I also have a quote wrote down that I like to remember. This quote, it's from Two Sticks with Maury by Mitch Albom. It's one of the few books I've actually enjoyed in my life. But I love this quote because I think it's very true. "Death ends a life, not a relationship. All the love you created is still there. All the memories are still there. You live on in the hearts of everyone you have touched and nurtured while you were here." I love that quote because although he is gone, I like to think on really sunny days when I'm having a bad day that he's there. And I felt like there's been many times in my life where I've felt really sad and felt like I needed guidance, and I felt like I was talking to Brandon up in the sky or wherever he may be, and he was there for me to bring me comfort. And I just feel like I can still have a relationship with him although he's gone. And so that's the little backstory, but the main reason that I am making this video is because right now I feel like it's such a hard time in the world with everything that's going on, and I think things can get really nasty. I've had moments where I've been really frustrated and I just get so angry with the world, especially around this time of the year. I remember how important it is to be nice to people and be like Brandon. At his funeral, the entire gymnasium was filled with people. He touched so many different lives by being so happy and friendly to everybody and just being an all-around wonderful and amazing person. And that's the kind of person I think we should all try to be like right now, is somebody who brings comfort to others, who makes you laugh, who makes you just feel better when you're stressed and venting to him. I remember even one time I was venting to him about this girl who stole my seat in high school, and he kind of made me realize I was being stupid and silly for being angry, and that's just the kind of person he was. He was such a nice person, so even when I wasn't being a nice person, he was there to turn me around and help me realize I was being not nice and being ridiculously mad over something that was not a big deal. I loved Brandon so much, and so I just want to remember him and take this as an example of the kind of person that I want to be. I think we should all be trying to be like right now, is just being somebody friendly and loving. In Brandon's name, there was a scholarship fund created for him. It's called the Brandon Gleason Scholarship Fund. If anybody would like to donate, I would really, really appreciate that, and it would mean a lot to me. I will link the information down below where you can donate and how to donate. I'm sure the people who this fund helps would really appreciate that as well. I just wanted to make this video to honor Brandon, to remind myself and others as well to try to be kind to others right now and thank them and just make them feel good, and be the kind of person like Brandon who was adored by the community and just kind of, you know, be a really good person like he was. Thank you again. Please donate. I know it's really crazy right now and everything, but if you have a little extra, I would really appreciate if you would donate, and it would mean a lot to me, and also just be a nice thing to do. But I know that's hard to ask right now because things are really crazy and tough for everybody, but if you feel like donating, please do. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you next Sunday. Thank you, and bye.